O'Brien was the first firm actually that I interviewed with, and has been the only firm I've worked with in Dallas. So I've just been here 15 years this past month, so I'm very, proud of that. What's been great about the 15 years is really the opportunity to develop mentorship and mentoree, relationships in that. And David Culbertson stands out. He's the person I interviewed with when I first arrived. I love David, and I love all of his wisdom, and he's such a great mentor. Really, the things I take and I've learned from him are specific to the way he handles himself throughout all the processes and all the ups and downs of a project, getting to the nuts and bolts of it and what does it mean and how do we get it done. So I've learned immensely from that, cutting through to the what's required and what's needed.
Mick Granlund here at O'Brien. He's extremely successful, very humble. I really feel like he's been a great mentor to me in my almost 6 years here at O'Brien, trying to figure out how to juggle life and work and still just be a nice human being.
Some of my mentors have been Jack O'Brien, David Culbertson, Mick, and Sean for sure. They've coached me into how to interact with internal and external clients. And this is the business of architecture, and so there's a design side and a business side, and for the longest time I was only exposed to the design side, and they started to show me a different side of architecture, which was really great. And yeah, they've really helped me along the way, and still do to this day.
Yeah, I've had many mentors in my career. I've had mentors in the beginning and through the middle and later on in my career. My mentors have been people who took me with them wherever they went, brought me to the meetings, brought me to the job site, introduced me to the contractors, introduced me to the clients, and helped to develop those relationships. Because ultimately that's what this is about. It's about the people that we meet and enjoying working with those people.
David Culbertson has taught me how to keep calm under pressure. He's always putting out fires as the president of our company. Robert Evans has really taught me about how to be a good project manager and how to deal with situations and how to, just any question that I have, I really go to him for. And then Stefan Steger is just immensely talented when it comes to the technical details, and so any really technical question I have, he always is so willing to help me understand, and he really takes the time to teach, and I love that.
So early on, there were many times where I would get with David and be like, help, I'm getting this phone call, or I have this question, this RFI, or this request. I'm not exactly sure how to maneuver through. So, with a lot of things, it's all relationship based, and we're a service industry. So not only are we delivering what the request is, but with a flair or with the intent, behind it, or the heart or the passion. So he's great about maneuvering through what it means, and how to get there and what the actual answer is, not just, yes or no. It's, yes or no with this, and this is why. So for all those reasons, he's been invaluable throughout my career here at O'Brien.
So I remember the very first time Mick helped me. We had a big project interview, and it was my first interview with O'Brien to try to get a new project. And I was so nervous. I didn't know what to say. I didn't have a longevity with O'Brien. I didn't know a lot about it. He said, take a breath. You're fine. You're very well spoken. You're smart, educated. He goes, I'm gonna be right there by your side. And we went into this interview, and I felt so confident because he was right there with me. It just was just a feeling I can't describe, almost like a father figure who's, you can always count on him to be there. So, thanks, Mick.
One specific mentor would sneak me onto the meetings because he was being told he was using too many hours on the project. And he was being told you can't keep bringing everybody with you everywhere you go. And he felt something that I feel strongly about, and that is, if you don't bring the people out there to see what it is they're building, then they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna understand that everyone that's involved has a say. And if you want them to do their best work, you let them experience everything that you can. And that's something that stuck with me throughout my career.
And then one other thing, I will say that my peers teach me just as much as some of the senior people in our firm. There's not a day that goes by that I don't learn something from someone.